Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Diaries channel. What if the distance between Jimin and Jungkook is creating a story that is much bigger than anyone expected? In recent discussions across the fandom, one question keeps coming back again and again. Is this really the end of Jikook? Or are fans simply witnessing another period of distance, busy schedules, and circumstances that may have been taken far too seriously? Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Diaries. Today, we are diving into a topic that has once again caught the attention of Jikook fans everywhere. Jungkook appears to have moved on to his own activities and schedule, while Jimin has once again found himself at the center of intense fan discussions, theories, and criticism from different corners of the fandom. But before we jump to conclusions, there is something extremely important to remember. What fans see online is only a small part of the real lives of these artists. A moment without interaction does not automatically mean a relationship has ended. A missed appearance does not prove that two people are no longer close. And silence should never be treated as confirmation of a rumor. Still, the question is impossible to ignore. Why does every period of distance between Jimin and Jungkook immediately turn into an ending story? For years, Jimin and Jungkook have shared countless memorable moments as BTS members. Their friendship, playful interactions, performances, conversations, and natural chemistry have been noticed by millions of fans. Because of that history, even the smallest change in their public interactions can create huge reactions online. When Jungkook becomes less visible around Jimin, some fans immediately begin asking what happened. Did something change? Are they simply busy? Is there another explanation? Or is everyone reading too much into a situation that may actually be completely ordinary? And this is where things become complicated. Jungkook has his own schedule, his own responsibilities, and his own personal life. Jimin has exactly the same. They are individual artists who happen to share an incredibly strong history as members of BTS. Their lives cannot always move in perfect synchronization. Yet social media often creates the opposite expectation. If two members appear together frequently, fans celebrate it. If they spend less time together publicly, speculation begins. One week, people are saying that they are inseparable. The next week, someone posts a theory claiming that everything is over. But real friendships do not work according to social media timelines. People can be close while being physically apart. People can support each other without constantly appearing together. And sometimes, the strongest friendships are not the ones that are displayed publicly every single day. That is why the idea that Jungkook leaves, therefore Jikook is over, needs to be treated carefully. There is another part of this story that has become increasingly uncomfortable for many fans. Jimin once again becoming a target. Whenever Jimin becomes the center of attention, certain fandom conflicts seem to resurface. Instead of simply appreciating his work, appearance, personality, or achievements, discussions can quickly turn into comparisons between members and ships. And unfortunately, Jimin often finds himself caught in the middle. This is especially noticeable whenever Jikook-related discussions become intense. Some people interpret every interaction as evidence of a romantic relationship, while others aggressively reject that interpretation. Both extremes can create unnecessary hostility. The reality is much simpler. Jimin and Jungkook are BTS members who have spent many years together, trained together, performed together, traveled together, and experienced enormous moments of success side by side. Their bond is real in the sense that their shared history is real. But the private details of their personal relationship are something only they truly know. Fans can discuss moments. Fans can share interpretations. Fans can enjoy their chemistry. But nobody outside their private lives can honestly claim to know everything happening behind the scenes. And that is exactly why this latest wave of "Is Jikook over?" discussions deserves a more balanced perspective. Maybe nothing has ended at all. Maybe Jungkook is simply focused on his own schedule. Maybe Jimin is concentrating on his own projects. Maybe both are simply living their lives while fans attempt to connect every public appearance into one enormous story. There is also another possibility. Perhaps the fandom has become so accustomed to seeing Jimin and Jungkook together that any period of separation feels unusual. Think about it. When people constantly see two individuals interacting, Even a normal amount of distance can suddenly feel dramatic. If they do not appear together for a while, the absence itself becomes evidence of something.
야, 배치됐어 얘. 내가 볼 때 7, 8년 전으로 돌아간 거 같지 않냐?
고등학생 같아.
태형이 약간 이 머리 색깔을 한 때가 언제지?
But absence is not proof. Silence is not proof. A different schedule is not proof. And most importantly, a lack of public interaction is not proof that a friendship has disappeared. This is where Jikook fans should be careful. It is completely understandable to miss the moments. It is natural to feel emotional when favorite BTS members are not seen together. It is also normal to wonder when fans will get another unforgettable Jimin and Jungkook interaction. But there is a huge difference between missing a moment and creating a conclusion. And perhaps that difference is more important than ever. Jimin does not deserve to become a target simply because fans are disappointed by a lack of Jikook content. Jungkook does not deserve pressure to constantly demonstrate a particular friendship simply because millions of people are watching. Both artists deserve room to live, work, grow, and make their own choices without every movement being turned into a fandom battle. At the same time, fans should not feel guilty for enjoying Jikook content. There is nothing wrong with appreciating their friendship and the special moments they have shared throughout the years. The problem begins when theories are presented as facts or when another member is attacked simply because of a preferred ship. That is where the conversation becomes harmful. So, is this really the end? Honestly, there is no reliable evidence that can prove that Jimin and Jungkook have ended anything simply because they are currently less visible together. And perhaps that is the most important takeaway from this entire situation. Jikook does not need to be constantly visible for their history to matter. One quiet period cannot erase years of memories. One schedule cannot erase countless performances. One absence cannot rewrite everything fans have witnessed. And one social media rumor certainly cannot tell us what is happening inside someone else's private life. What we can say is that Jimin and Jungkook are continuing their individual journeys as artists and members of BTS. Their schedules may change. Their public interactions may increase or decrease. There will be moments when fans see them together and moments when they do not. That is normal. And perhaps instead of asking, "Is this the end?" the better question is, why do we assume that distance automatically means an ending? Maybe this chapter is not an ending at all. Maybe it is simply a quieter chapter. Maybe the next Jikook moment will arrive when nobody expects it. And if that happens, the same fandom that is currently asking whether everything is over may suddenly be celebrating again. That is the unpredictable nature of fandom culture. One photo can create thousands of theories. One interaction can dominate social media. One day of silence can cause panic. And one unexpected moment can change everything again. So, until Jimin or Jungkook themselves say something directly about their personal lives, it is better to avoid treating speculation as fact. Jikook fans can continue enjoying the friendship, the memories, the performances, and the moments that made this pairing so meaningful to them. But at the same time, protecting Jimin and Jungkook from unnecessary pressure should remain important. Because behind every viral clip, every photograph, and every trending hashtag are two real human beings. They deserve support without demands. They deserve appreciation without constant speculation. And they deserve the freedom to decide what parts of their lives they want to share with the world. Perhaps that is the real story behind this latest Jikook discussion. Not that something has necessarily ended, but that fans are being reminded once again that public visibility is not the same thing as private reality. Jungkook may leave for his next schedule. Jimin may continue on his own path. They may not appear together for days, weeks, or even longer. But that alone cannot tell us what their bond truly looks like behind the cameras. So don't let a quiet period convince you that everything is over. Don't let fandom wars turn Jimin into a target. And don't let online speculation replace reality. Because sometimes, the biggest mystery is not what Jimin and Jungkook are doing. The biggest mystery is why fans feel they must know every detail in the first place. And who knows? Maybe the next time Jimin and Jungkook appear together, the internet will once again explode with excitement. Until then, perhaps the best thing we can do is simply wait, watch, and respect their journey. Jikook may be quiet right now, but quiet does not necessarily mean goodbye. And that brings us to the end of today's discussion here on Jikook Diaries. What do you think? Do you believe this current distance is simply part of Jimin and Jungkook's busy lives? Or do you think there is something more behind it? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. But please keep the discussion respectful toward Jimin, Jungkook, and every BTS member. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to Jikook Diaries, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next Jikook update. Thank you so much for watching and for always supporting Jimin, Jungkook, and BTS. Until next time, stay safe, stay respectful, and remember, sometimes silence isn't the end of a story. It may simply be the beginning of another chapter. See you in the next video, Army.